of you. Good afternoon. Can I get a real hoot from VCE? Hi. Lovely, great. That's a lovely beginning, and I'm here to share my life journey with you all. So my name is Dr. Sujatha. I am an educator. I call myself an academician. I take a lot of pride in telling that I'm an academician. But today, in my current role, I work with youth across the nation. Probably I get this opportunity to touch about 30,000 students a year, working with 100 plus institutions, and probably that has led me to stand here. I'm a professional working with brilliant student with great ideas and startups. The topic that probably today I have picked up to travel through my life journey is the idea of impact. Most of us try and talk about idea creating impact, but I chose to talk about impact itself. The idea of impact, which can be created through innovative mindsets that I and you can create together to drive transformation. There are some pictures there for you. What is that you get to gauge out of these pictures? I would love to have an interactive audience here. What is the first emotion that you can actually capture from the photographs here? Any one of you? Emotion. Happy. Lovely. Somebody said happy. Anything more? Enthusiasm. Great. They're cute. Of course, they are cute looking. Anything more? Be loud. Culture. You get to see culture. Anything more? Great. So, there's a lot of happiness, culture, colorfulness here, right? How many of you prefer a happy world? Can I get to see some round of applause that tells how much of you feel that you want to be happy? Almost all of us, right? I'm not going to ask you a question, what makes you happy? However, I just want to highlight that it is truly enthusiastic, truly a dream to imagine a world where every problem is met with a solution. If there are solutions for all that we are facing, I think that will help us to stay happy. The photographs, of course, resonate happiness, colorfulness, and enthusiasm that all of us are dreaming for. This is me. You know, I was always a child growing up with curious. And while I was actually looking forward, asking questions to my parents all my life, one thing at some point of time answered a lot of questions for me as I grew up, probably as a teen. Can you tell me what is this picture? What do you get to see? Right hand side, a clown, a joker. I always felt that immaterial of how we treat them, they always made us feel happy. Few things that I learned, of course I tried to practice all my teenagers. These are guys always searching to find their blind spot. Can I do that? Was a question that I always had. These are guys made us believe that impact is not only confined to an elite class. All of us can create impact. Wherever they are put up, whether in a mall, whether really in a circus, or in a theater, I have always found them coming in between those real-time gaps, making us laugh, smile, and probably the entire show, the entire mood gets changed. Impact of happiness. This convinced me to a great deal that the idea of impact is definitely not for elite class. These are people always are challenged. We mock at them, we criticize them. World criticized me too. I'm sure you are being criticized as well. However, these are the set of breed which made me realize that, if you have to create an impact, be it whatever it costs, feel challenged and appreciate challenge. All while the way they do it, they probably might not count on their success stories like you and me, but they do count on adversities. Anything that's not working out, they go back to their drawing board, probably do a better exercise, homework, make you laugh again, leading to reframing the cognitive framework. I told you while I was a teen, I definitely wanted to create an impact because I was from a government-aided school studying in a nunnery convent where discipline, giving back to the society was always preached. Most of them walked their talk. But however, I only got the answer from characters like this, which I faced in my life. Stephen Hawkins. None of us can forget him, right? Amazing contribution to the world. And you will never forget this. Time is the only precious resource. You lost it forever. This is something which, in fact, the character in the picture demonstrates because 5 minutes, sometimes 2 minutes, sometimes 30 seconds is the gap that they get, but still they try to make an impact. This is how I picked up the lessons as I grew from characters that I watched. It's not that easy. We are not willing to take up challenges. Probably we don't put ourselves in situations where, we can actually create impact, even though we know that we wanted to create impact. What holds me back is always a question that I kept asking myself. Fear. It's a very common answer. Fear of failure, fear of missing out, fear of what others would say, fear of criticism, fear of even getting a constructive feedback, even from a guru. But I realized it's not fear over a period of time because I always had a defense mechanism, probably I kept practicing. You know what held me back, which I realized as I was stepping towards my profession? Comfort. I was in a sheer comfort. I got what I want. And I felt that it is very easy to stay in a cocoon, in a comfort, and probably to become a person like what I am today. It wasn't possible if I would have not realized these two elements of fear and comfort. Impact, as I said, you and I can create. Even though we want to, we don't do it because we are in a comfort. And now, I told you I was a teacher. I'm still one. I'm an academician, researcher, touching lives day in, day out, talking to young, brilliant minds like you. There are some stories I thought I will share with you before I deep dive to tell you all of us can create impact only and only if we deep dive into the belief of how to build innovative mindsets to drive transformation. There are 4 pictures here. All the 4 pictures are clicked in one event. This is a small village in Alibag, Maharashtra. In my profession, I travel a lot, and one such travel, I was clicking pictures like you in a mobile phone. This is an event during Janmashtami. Recently I was there. It is a village where for an entire year, probably the youth get trained themselves to get a victory, a cup, which is the dahi handi that they try to actually capture. 1 year of practice. The first picture, probably you will get to see here, make you understand if there is a power of purpose, if you know what you want, if you can align your passion to the power of purpose, of course, it will definitely drive you in engaging ideas. In any profession you are in, you can create an impact, and I truly resonate and follow this. Power of purpose. Align yourself like the people who play this game of Dahi Handi align themselves by driving engaging ideas. How do I win the game? It takes me further to actually understand, do they have persistence? Every time they fall into a well. Every time they fall, they actually fall without a pyramid. Every time that they fall, they actually splash water. How much painful it could be. However, I realized there is a direction which will inspire innovation if you know your purpose. Why and what am I looking forward for? It is not surprising, once you win, you actually win only when you are able to reflect on your values. I stand here to tell you, if there is a value conflict between what you do and how you are made to do, in any profession you will not succeed. Power of purpose will help you to actually go closer to the definition of how to create impact. What is this? Have you seen this? Yes, no? Yes, all of us have seen this, right? This is the only bird which can actually create a nest with knots the way you as a human can create knots, a buyer weaver. So I was in a walk next to my home and I got to see this in a farm. Very impressive. And there were a lot of nests which were empty as well. I went back to my drawing board to learn about it. Can I learn something out of curiosity? What is this all about? I could actually correlate it to my professional life. You know what? This buyer weaver works about 18 days continuously to build a nest. Probably they'll make a 500-time trip to pick up the grass, to bring back and knot it up. And they don't finish it. It is all during the mating season. It does it, it waits, it invites a female which gets attracted. The female should confirm that the way it is being built is truly comfort. Then the buyer weaver, male, completes the entire nest. You always get to see it pendulous, right? It is looking pendulous. And if you see the pendulous, all that is execute, measure and learn. Look at the management lesson that you can actually learn from a buyer weaver. You know what? What you see as an entry to the door is actually not the entry. There is always secret chamber through which, it allows safety from other birds or any kind of a predator to get into the nest. This is how we should start. We must understand to identify where I can create impact, and if at all I have to create an impact, it's truly important to execute, measure, learn. This leads me to understand the conversation of iterate, improve and expand. Always start small and scale. This is a story that I want to tell you. It is a village, again in Maharashtra, called Pen, Amrapur. All the Ganapati murtis are made from here. Year long they take orders. A small murti might cost about 250 rupees. It goes to lakhs for a sale. But imagine, it is not done by one person. Impact is always created for the society while you give back, while fostering collaborative and creativity. Of course, in my profession where I'm standing today working for a foundation, I realize stakeholders are your real architects. What your beneficiary wants, you should learn to give it back so that the impact can be fulfilled. Mostly, I would like to talk about Amur falcon. It's a bird which travels 22,000 kilometers every year, all the way from Serbia to reach to South Africa to actually mate, breed, avoid winters. 22,000 kilometers that it flies. A honey also does it. They exactly know how to leverage resources, how much to eat, how to use the thermal wind so that I can actually cover this 22,000 kilometers within a given period of time. Learn to leverage available resources to create an impact. Don't spend more and think that you're creating an impact. Live with little. Adapt for change is everybody's saying, right? I always say advocate too. Saurus crane is a UP state national bird. You know, it's a UP state bird, Saurus crane. It learned to live in societies where humans live. It's very friendly. It's a 6-footer bird. Have you seen it? Yes, no? Not really, right? But it adapts and advocates. Both snail as well as Saurus knows to adapt. Ants always seek mentorship and allies. They follow the leader, carry the weight, share the burden, and that's how impact can be created. Babies are always curious. We are innocent because we are not cognitively developed. More the knowledge, I think we start questioning, we start genuinely becoming biased. I think stay curious, rest, sleep well, allow your brain to think, and that will contribute for curiosity for building impact to yourself, to your society and your nation. Champion lifelong learning. I've learned this. Like a child, always unlearn to relearn. That will create an impact because you will build innovative ideas in whichever space you are in. But not the least, all that you do does not happen in one night. You will have to build it over a period of time. And while you build it, remember, innovative mindset leads to create impact. It's all about growth, curiosity, and resilience. That's the path of innovation. For me, innovation is a journey. You just have to start taking the baby step, and there you go while you do it. Thank you so much.